Day 230, Osho first in the morning. Inner music has a strange quality. Outer music needs an instrument, it needs a duality, the musician and the instrument. Inner music does not need duality. The musician is the music. The musician is the instrument. The musician is all. There is no division. Zen people call it the sound of one hand clapping. No, one hand cannot clap. They're simply showing that inside the sound of one hand clapping happens. Two hands are needed to clap. That is the outside music, two hands clapping. It is easy for two hands to clap. There is a conflict, there is a struggle, there is a clash. But the inner music, anahato, means silence, the sound of silence. Silence has its own music. It can be heard only by those who have dropped all noise from the head. It can be heard only from the heart, not from the head. The heady person goes on missing it. Only the person who is full of heart, full of love, can hear the music. This is the music that helps you to go beyond. It becomes a rainbow bridge. You cannot grasp it with the mind. You cannot comprehend it with the mind. The mind has to be put aside, completely put aside, and then suddenly it is there. That is the whole art of meditation, putting the mind slowly aside and getting to the inner music, becoming attuned to the inner world of oneness. You can call it the experience of God, Tao, truth, Dhamma, but it's really nothing but the experience of the ultimate music.
It's pretty deep, with that, I think that would take a lot of concentration and meditation in order to understand that inner music, because we're so used to listening to outer music. It's almost like finding something in with the meditation while listening to the awakening with Amaga or me. It takes a little while to get used to, but that is true. You will unlock doors and many pleasures by getting used to the inner music. Not easy, but not impossible.
I also think that kind of reflects to your intuition, as opposed to just going with what is being said or what is known. So it's about listening to that inner voice.
I read that one already, and I read 231 the other day. We'll go to 232. I teach fearlessness and freedom. Freedom from the fear is the greatest quality needed to know godliness, needed to know bliss, needed to know truth. So come into the open, into the sky. Drop all fears, because all those fears are false, and enjoy the adventure of life with all its dangers, with all its insecurities. It is a beautiful life. In fact, it is beautiful only because of those dangers and insecurities. The plastic flower is not in danger. The real flower is in danger, but the plastic flower is not a flower at all. It is far more significant to be alive for only one day, from the morning to the evening, than the petals wither away. But to live intensely and passionately for just one day, in the sun, under the sky, is enough. Rather than being a plastic flower and living for thousands of years. That is not life at all. It is not a question of length. It is a question of intensity. One should burn one's life torch from both ends simultaneously. Let it be a single moment, but let it be totally alive. That will give you the taste of godliness and the taste of eternity. Each being has a tremendous glory to be released, great fragrance to be released. Man looks small, but it is not. He contains oceans, oceans of bliss. He contains skies, skies of freedom. The spiritual experience is like an atomic explosion. The atom is so small, but when it explodes, it is so big, so huge. The experience of one's own self is exactly like that. It is an explosion of atomic consciousness. Suddenly you see yourself as the whole, unbounded, infinite. That is our glory. It has to be attained. Without attaining it, we can't be contented. 234. Nobody is new, all are very ancient pilgrims. We have always been here in different forms, in different bodies, doing different things. But we have been here and we are going to be here forever. There is no way for us to disappear from existence. Nothing can be destroyed and nothing can be added to existence. Existence is always exactly the same. Now even science accepts that we cannot destroy anything and we cannot add anything. Only forms change. The river goes on, only waves change. Sometimes there are big waves, sometimes small waves, sometimes no waves. But it is the same river, with waves, big waves, small waves, no waves. It is the same river. This insight takes you beyond time, and to go beyond time is to go beyond misery. To know the timeless is to enter the world of bliss.
Would that bliss kind of be kind of like an idea of peace inside yourself? Would that be the bliss?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Also, I think it kind of speaks to, you know, the adversities that we gonna encounter, and that adversities are gonna be there regardless. It's just about you as an individual, you know, how you choose your path in approaching a strategy.
Right.
It affirms reality actually, because for the life to be whole, it's gotta have, you know, its pros and cons, and nothing's gonna be easy or smooth sailing all the way. So
I think Sifu, one of the quotes or passages he read, spoke in terms of the issues that we go through as a way of finding gratitude for what you've gone through, and being able to relate that to someone else, maybe what they may run into, or a conversation of understanding what they're going through, because you've gone through it too. So it can be a time of reflection. You know, so I reflect on the loves that I had that were older than me when that popping ice cream. There was some resentments as well, you know, that came with that, but I endured, and subsequently arrived at this plateau in my life, and now I have to make it better. And the understanding that I get from here will make it better. You know, and learning the subtleties of living on life's terms sometime.
.235. Every human being brings the truth into the world. Every human being is a messenger of existence. Not only Jesus Christ or Buddha or Zarathustra. They know they are, others don't know they are. But the moment you are born, you bring truth in your being. And unless that truth is expressed, you will not feel contented. Unless you deliver the message to the world, you will feel a deep discomfort because you're not fulfilling your duty toward existence. You have to sing the song of your heart. You have to dance your dance. You have to be utterly individual, not an imitation, not a carbon copy. You have to bring out your original face. The moment you are able to reveal your original face to the world, your life will be fulfilled. Tremendous joy arises out of it.
That speaks the truth as well. You know, being able to understand that you have something to offer.
right.
you know, to the world and to others. Even though however little it may seem, you know, because you never know what little you have to offer. You may be helping a lot someone else who is trying to find a peace of mind, you know. Yeah, I can agree with that. Lucky we can be. It ain't easy to accept life on life's terms. You want your cake and ice cream, and icing come with it, but you can't always have it like that.
And I totally agree that, you know, each and every individual bring their own characteristics to our existence. And, I mean, no matter how small the impact, but there is an impact somehow.
Yeah.
So, I concur with that statement.
Okay. Yeah, if I could only talk to my wife to mention I, she don't want to hear about I.
We have to be, yeah, well, in your case, it's...
I mean, well, I mean, for someone to tell of an experience, they have to mention I, what I experienced, you know, instead of what someone else experienced. It ain't easy, but hey, you know, I gotta go from what I know,
Right.
you know.
Day 236. If you come across a champak flower, you will see a very ordinary flower not worth looking at twice. But it is the most precious of flowers. It contains the greatest perfume possible. So always remember, appearance is not the real determining factor in life. The container is of no importance, but the content is. The body may be ordinary, homely, and yet it may have a soul which is beyond comprehension. The body may be very beautiful and may be utterly empty with no soul at all. This will happen many times in your life. You will come across beautiful people who have no souls at all. You will come across people who are very homely but have tremendous qualities. Never be deceived by appearances. Always look deeper, search deeper. Look at the center, not the circumference.
Wow. That speaks volume right there.
You know, it's like everyone you run into on the street. You got a smiling faces show no traces of evil that looks within. Can you dig it? You know, where the smile in your face stab you in the back. Yeah. Well,
Unfortunately, society has dictated that. You
yeah.
gotta look at the outside,
Right.
as opposed to just, valuing somebody from, their own characteristics. Because, like we were talking about girls earlier on, and you mentioned that most of the girls actually go for what you have. And it turns out that's a facade.
Right.
And then, now, I mean, you cannot blame them because they cannot be going through guys just to find that one special guy, but
maybe
they have
that's
to
just
go
a
by what
woman
they
thing.
see,
Right.
unfortunately. But, this also teaches us that, you know,
Because I tell you, you know, though I speak in terms of mine at home, I would not trade her for the world. Because I know her. You know, although I ain't gonna tell her what my credit score is like either. Like I need a car. Yeah, right. How about the one you got now? You know, but I wouldn't trade it for the world because I know what's out there. You know, and if I was searching, I probably could find a diamond in the rough. But I ain't. I'm a little bit more comfortable now than what I used to be. And I think that something's out there for me, looking at outward appearances instead of inward. You know, but in order to do that and be right, you gotta find that in yourself as well.
right.
You know, and that comes, I guess, through humility. You know, being humble.
And in most cases, it happens that you find somebody who's beautiful, that gorgeous, but I mean, you try to establish a relationship with them, and it turns out there's no connection. There's something lacking. I mean, people could tell you she's the most beautiful, and you guys are a nice couple together, but you're just not there because there's something missing. It could be that, you know, you guys don't understand each other, or she's not at your same level of thinking. So
maybe even family background. You look at a person's background, what family they come from.
And your interests are not the same.
I chose mine based upon my wife's background, like a father would choose for his son. What the mother was doing, what the sister-in-law was doing. I wonder why I went wrong. But I'm right. Like I said, I would not change her for anything in the world. You know, we ain't on the same page. It takes two to tangle, maybe what I'm putting ain't right.
Right.
And I gotta take a look at that, you know. Yeah, but my PhD, sister in engineering.
Wow.
You know, I was lucky. I was watching the Jeffersons. I'm moving on up to the east side, you know. But I didn't know what life was to offer me. As far as the future, and all of a sudden, 26 years of marriage, like, where does time go?
Hey, flies.
You know?
Flies.
Yeah, appreciate it.
So that's why they say that small dynamite. No, that's not the right thing I want to say. There's the one that I was thinking of. Oh, empty vessel makes a lot of noise.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because you remember back in school, sometimes you have one of those that just talks a lot, but they don't have good grades. Sometimes they flunk all classes.
You got to talk, but can't walk the walk.
Yeah.
You know, and there are those out there. It ain't easy to walk the walk, you know.
Those who knows how to walk the walk, they won't say it, because they know how. It's like, I was looking at Mark Zuckerberg the other day, and the guy always wear one of those gray t-shirts and sweatpants. I don't know if he wears sweatpants, but he likes those gray. And his closet is full of gray. And I'm thinking to myself, you look at these guys who do not have money like Mark Zuckerberg, but the way they'll be dressing, got chains, portraying something that they're not.
Yeah, you know, you always want to, outward appearances, you know, may get a young lady to think that you got something to offer. And some do. But some ain't got nothing to offer but what they got on the body.
I don't understand when when I see somebody with chains and I'm riding a CTA, why is that person having, you know, gold chains and stuff like that and rings? I don't even know if they're real. But you have all these accessories, but you're riding a train like me. I don't understand.
You know, and ain't even the bus pass you can put money on. You know?
Right, I mean.
I'm on a 7-day bus pass, you got bitches paying $1 or $2 for that bus pass for one ride. You know, so our brother Jeff's just better than me. Asked me if I got some money for some pampers. Brother, I ain't going to see the baby's mama. And we're trying to borrow money for pampers. You got better stuff on than I got.
You should have said, I wasn't there when you was making that baby.
You know, no,
You should have invited me, as a matter of fact. If you want to be part of it,
I'm like, man,
invite me.
I buy them shoes. I had the money on. I buy them shoes for you to get some pampers. You know, it's some of that, fellas. Now, it's that we tend to go for trying to show the world that we have made it. You know, it's like those people in my building having fancy cars. Maybe they can afford them. You know, I'm sure they can, but it's like I looked at you made it. Spoke to a vice president one time. He said, "How's it feel being vice president?" You know, he said, "Well, once I got to the top, I found I still had to climb higher."
Oh yeah.
You know, still had to climb higher. Still wasn't satisfied. You know.
I don't think, it's human nature, I don't think anybody actually gets satisfied for what they achieved or where they at. You always look for something extra. Because being a vice is like second best. You want to be the best.
And that's where the greatest gift comes from.
Right. Even Trump, he had all money in the world, but he figured, hey, I'm not satisfied. I just want to have power. Regardless, he's going to give out his golden penthouse, his nice plane, private jet. He's going to go to one of those government jet, whatever, and live in, well, I guess it's all about power.
Yeah,
because he just wanted to be in the White House. To say that I did.
Yeah, say that I did, but I think the greatest gift that you can have, though you can have all the money in the world, is humility.
Yeah, if you have that right.
Humility, you get that transcends all of that. Because you got so many attachments out here that you can grab onto to make you feel like you have made it, but you haven't actually made it. Maybe outwardly, yes, but inwardly, I think you're still searching. And only when you can help somebody stand and do what you are able to do, I think that's the real point of humility.
I think the best example of that will be Warren Buffett.
Yes, correct.
Humble. And
yes. I do agree.
Because I heard the guy still lives in his old house that he bought, the first bought, something like that. And he reads newspapers, and he doesn't do much of the internet.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it takes something to be like, be that way, versus, showing your outward, what you have outwardly, but yet you have, inwardly, you have demons that show your mannerisms about yourself, which can also change your appearance. You're mad with the world and so forth, and yet you want to expose yourself as though you're all that. It's just a matter of time before that all shows itself. Still working with that thing of humility myself. Want to be the person, though I may think I'm better than everybody else, would like to be at the back of the party. The one who is okay with being in the back area instead of out front. So for shot. You know, but no, being okay with not being out front in public, you know, would probably be the best venture.
Well, I'll put blame on these so-called artists. You know, with just their vulgar and inflammatory music. Because what they portray is, I know it's for entertainment, but entertainment should be a way of inciting violence.
Yeah. You know, changing the morale of society for the worse, which
And
is for the betterment. Yeah.
they're gonna say it's culture.
Yeah,
Culture
you
is
know,
like,
playing for freedom of speech. You know,
It's insanity.
It should be outlawed, you know. Well, they hired the master for it, the master candidate for it, Donald Trump, inciting violence. You know, Donald Trump at his campaign rallies, getting people beat up and thrown out. You know, no disregard for people, but they put him in the office of the presidency. But yet, everything that he claimed he was going to do for that of the lower man ain't going to be done. You know, that's messed up. It's really messed up. I hope they find out who he is before he actually gets into the midst of his first year. And get rid of him.
Okay, what do you guys want to